Hello, welcome to the Two Chicks Homestead podcast. We are the two chicks. Yay!
Hi, I'm Nate.
And I'm Erin, and we talk about homesteading and living on a small piece of land.
All right, everyone, welcome to episode 79.
Yep.
And it's November 29th.
Yep, last week of the month.
Exactly. A couple more days, you go hunting.
Yep. Yes. I'm ready, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I'm anxious. It's supposed to rain.
Yeah. It'll be a little bit harder tracking them if you do shoot them.
Yeah.
If it's going to rain, because it kind of washes the blood away.
Yeah, the snow that we had last weekend is what we needed for next weekend.
Yes, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, well.
Oh, well.
Yep.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
We'll go out and have some fun.
Right.
So,
Yes.
Last weekend we actually went out and you figured out how to get out there.
Yep.
So
We saw the little hunting blind.
Mm-hmm. Took the ATV in on the trail, across the river. So
Yeah, through the woods.
Through the woods. It was kind of fun.
To hunting blind we'll go.
Yes.
So
there were a couple of those shits out of your mouth.
yeah, it's kind of bumpy and not even.
Yes.
So yeah, there's gonna be. I may be just doing some walking. I think maybe until we cross the river.
Yeah, that's the hardest spot.
Yeah.
Is as soon as you get to the river and you can cross it, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, with these cold couple days, that bank should be pretty.
Yeah, until
cold.
it gets warm and rains.
Yeah, we'll see.
I had dreams last night that I was walking through the river and it was over my boots and the water went into my boots.
No.
And so I had wet feet all day.
It's never that high.
Okay.
So,
Right.
I mean, worst case scenario, ride right across the river, and then.
Yeah.
But it's only like an inch or two deep,
Yeah.
so it shouldn't be too bad. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Even if we don't get anything, it's still an adventure.
Yep. Go out, try out your new gun, see how you like it.
Yep.
Maybe shoot something.
Hopefully.
So, but that brings us kind of into today's topic.
Yeah, I mean, we processed the hog last weekend. We got that all done, right?
Yes.
That was last weekend.
Well, it was the weekend before.
Because we didn't have one last
Yes.
week. So, everything is done. We finished the bacon, so officially everything is done. Like,
Yes.
it's all packaged and in the freezer, which is nice.
We've never done that.
Yeah.
Like, the bacon right away.
We still have belly, like full belly from, like, maybe a hog or two ago in the freezer.
Yeah, I think there's 2021 in there.
Yeah, that we use that for the pork belly bites. But yeah, we've never done the whole thing, and this is the biggest one we've ever gotten.
Yeah. So we had it figured out. The cost, so the hog was 320 pounds. We spent $300 on the hog.
Yep.
And then another 90 to process it.
Yep.
So that was
Well, yeah, at the meat.
The meat
place.
processor. So they cull, gut, and split it in half for us, and then they take all the hair off.
Yep.
So that's kind of a nice thing.
Yeah.
Well, couple less steps that we're not set up here for.
Right.
So
yeah, we come home with 2 halves of a drained hog.
Yep. So he's already split, ready to go. We got the leaf lard in there. Kidneys are still in there.
Eyeballs.
Eyeballs, yep. Teeth, the whole 9 yards. So snout to tail.
Yep.
So yeah, it was about 320. We paid, or 320 pounds. We paid $300. 90 to process them. So we have all in all live weight $1.12 into the guy. Is what we figured it out.
Yeah.
So to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of what we ended up with, it was 80 pounds of ground meat, 14 to 15 pounds of roasts, and then 35 pounds of bacon, a couple pounds of cheek meat.
Yep.
And then
the bacon packaged came out to like 28 pounds, so we lost a little bit, but still, that's a lot.
Right, it's still 35 to start with.
Yeah.
So, if 28 finished, and we're good to go. So, I mean, that's a lot of food. Like, usually when we do a hog, these guys are like 205, 210.
Yeah, even the butcher, or not the butcher, the farmer was like, yeah, every hog I brought in has been huge. And it was like, I'll take it. She's like, I didn't think you'd complain.
Yeah, exactly. So, to give you guys a basis off of last year, we only got 50 pounds of ground meat and about 20 pounds of bacon.
Yeah, and usually you'll go that Saturday morning. The place is about an hour away, so it's not till like 11 or noon that we get started. But the girls and I this year, since it was going to be cold enough, went, and no, we had the fridges.
Yep, we had the fridges.
We went Friday night to pick it up so we could start early in the morning. And thank goodness, because last year, I think I was still grinding, maybe at 7 or 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock, you were still grinding.
And this year, it was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I can't remember now. But it was more.
Yes.
It was a lot more grinding, which I don't mind. I think I could do that. I could do that a lot more often.
Yeah. But the nice thing is we set up out in the garage. Like,
Yeah.
Full, everything was outside.
Yeah, nothing came in the kitchen.
Yeah. So it was really nice. We were able to quarter up the hog, get them in the
Friday
fridge.
night,
Yeah, quarter up the hog Friday night, get all the primal cuts done, get them in the fridge, and then I think I took some, or no, I just did the primals. Got everything in there, had to trim up a little bit so I can actually get it to fit in the fridge.
Yeah.
And then I got up the next morning at 6 and started. Mm-hmm. And then just kept going and going and going, and you set up the grinder on the other side of the table, and as I'm making cuts, you're shoving it in the grinder.
Yeah, and both girls were very involved this year.
Yeah.
Of the oldest one was doing, she took, fat off meat, put those in the right buckets, chopped up the pieces for the ground, put that in a bucket.
She helped me skin the hog.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's pictures of that.
Yeah.
Guys, she's changing.
Yeah.
Like 180 degrees.
Yeah, she was our anti-farm kid.
Yeah.
When we moved here.
Yep. And now she's out helping skin a pig.
Yeah. And the little one, she helped me put the ground meat into bags and flatten them and vacuum seal and stuff like that. And she had a blast.
Yeah, and they did the mixing too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we do 10 pounds. We did 12.5 pounds or something of Italian this year.
Yeah, so that'll work out perfect. And we weighed it all out. They mixed it all together, and then you package it up when we're done.
Yeah,
and that I love that mixer. Mm-hmm. That thing it's
nice.
Definitely nice to have.
It's a pain to clean, but it's nice to use.
Yeah, everything when it comes to the hog.
Everything is so bulky and awkward and slimy by the end of the day.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that fat, once you get a little heat to it, turns to grease.
Yeah.
So I noticed that when we were slicing the hog, or slicing the bacon up yesterday.
Yeah.
So I scrambled last weekend and was able to get all 35 pounds smoked in the day. Mm-hmm. Like, it's usually a lot longer for me.
Yeah, I think it's because they were smaller pieces.
Yeah.
And you did it hotter or something, you said?
Yeah, I kept up with the coals a little bit more. I didn't let the fire go out. And then I also cut them into, would you say, 4 or 5 inch strips?
Yeah, we have some pieces that are kind of short, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's just for us.
It's bacon.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing that, and I started that at 6:30. I think I was done by 4:30 with everything. Mm-hmm. Or no, it was a little after dark.
Oh, I'm thinking, we were done slicing at 4 or something.
Yeah. That slicing only took us an hour to do that.
We were lazy.
Yeah.
It didn't start till later.
Right. But yeah, smoking took me 10 hours, probably. So 5 hours each side.
Yeah.
And that worked out really good. Temperature hit everything that I needed to hit. So I did the bellies to 155 degrees, and everything checked out. Then I pulled everything off and got started on the next one, and got it all done in one shot. Mm-hmm. And then in the fridge overnight, it rests. We let it sit for probably right around 24 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 hours. And then we brought it inside and started slicing it up. And that went quick. Mm. So that little grinder that we have, it's a pain.
Yeah.
Because it's small. It's like a 7-inch grinder, so you can only do real small pieces on it.
Yeah.
But we flew through all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was maybe an hour and 10 minutes to grind all of it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or not grind it, slice it.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a routine. I mean,
exactly.
So that it kind of goes quickly.
Exactly. So the main topic is...
Well, kind of going from the hog.
Yes.
This topic kind of stemmed from, I was talking about doing the hog,
mm-hmm.
and someone said, "Oh, are you doing a class to show how you process them?" Mm-hmm. And we'll do classes, even though we're not professionals, but I think sometimes that's kind of nice.
Right.
And my answer was no, because maybe if we had already gotten a deer, or if we had some more stuff, mm-hmm. then maybe, but...
If this guy was smaller, we might have done it too, because we would have had more time.
Yeah, but my reasoning was I was anxious about what we had in the freezer.
Yes.
And so I wanted to keep it all. Mm-hmm. And that kind of brought up to, like, well, then he was like, well, you could make money on it, and sell, mm-hmm. make some money back on what you spent. And it was like, yeah, but that's not what I want to do. Mm. I want this in my freezer.
Right.
So that I have peace of mind that I have a year's worth of meals out there. Mm-hmm. If we don't get a deer, if we don't do chickens, if we don't get many kits, rabbit kits or something. And so it kind of made me think, like, that out there is worth more than money that we could make off of it.
Absolutely. And
I've had people ask about rabbits, because I will bring up that, oh yeah, we process meat rabbits, and I'm like, oh, well, do you sell? And it's like, no,
yeah,
we don't sell the meat officially, but we'll trade. Mm-hmm. Whether that's
I don't have a problem selling a live rabbit and teaching them how to butcher it.
Right,
that's perfectly legal.
Right. But yeah, I said when we have them available, we'll trade, whether that's for paper or other things. And I had a lady message me asking if we had any, and I knew we had like 3 in the freezer. And I wanted so much to be able to tell her, yes, I can help you out. I've got one. But it was like, no, we don't have enough right now. Mm-hmm. Because no matter what she could pay me or give me would not make up for that rabbit that's not in my freezer anymore.
Right. And in reality, it comes down to it. If I'm going to sell a rabbit, my time to process the rabbit and get that all set up is, I'm an hour into each rabbit, probably, between feeding and processing and getting it ready and all this other stuff. It's all in all probably about an hour. And I'm probably not going to sell that rabbit for under $50.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, like, I don't think I could tell someone that price, but that's what it's worth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that meal is 2 meals for the rabbits that we do. So you'd have to come up with some way to replenish 2 meals in our freezer. Well, you figure out that's going to be anywhere from $10 to $15 per meal.
Yeah, all the other stuff that goes into it.
Right. So that is what it is.
Right.
So, yeah, we would much rather have the food in the freezer than...
Well, right. The food that we're not huge health nuts or anything.
No.
I mean, I still use vegetable oil. I am slowly switching to mostly lard, but we still use that stuff. But I would much rather have the food that we know exactly where it came from, the meat that came from our property or somewhere in town that I know that they take care of it. I know that the processing place they use, they trust because they eat the meat. Then sell the meat that we just did for money to go to the store to then buy meat that came from who knows where.
Right. It's just, I'm not one for supporting food lots. I'd much rather spend the money and support somebody local.
Mm-hmm.
And our person who we get the hog from is very local and very small.
Mm-hmm.
And super cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you get some of your lard or your tallow from.
All of it.
Yeah. So we have that relationship. We're buying stuff from her that we can use as products here.
Right.
And we may just eat some of it.
Yeah. Yeah, everything that I use in my tallow salves comes from her.
Right. So it's definitely important.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting that there's people that are all about making the money, and it's like, well, we could be making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Right. So that you figure in our market that hog's $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
So I could very easily process that hog and sell all the meat for $1,200 and make that money on profit.
Yeah. I mean, we're not
going to
yeah.
because I'd rather have the food.
Right.
Because it's going to cost us more than $1,200 to replace that food that we just put up.
Or to get lesser quality.
Mm-hmm. Right, because the stuff we get at the store is feedlots.
Mm-hmm.
It's not grass-fed. Now, the hog that we got is not grass-fed. We'll be straight up honest with that. It's not. Because she doesn't have the pastures to do that.
Yeah.
We do know a couple other people who do, but I'd rather support somebody who's local.
This works.
Yeah, this works perfect for us. But we know there's a cost in raising the hog, so we need to make sure she gets paid. And she is willing to sell the hog to us and not make the money off of the meat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's... She's helping us out a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And I've told her that I feel bad, buying this, because then we don't go in and buy a whole lot more, and she's like, no, it's fine.
Right.
Because it probably saves her in processing costs,
mm-hmm.
and then having to make that money back anyway.
It's almost pure profit for her. We may be paying the feed bill for her hogs.
Yeah.
That might be what we're doing, which is
Yeah.
essentially what somebody's doing if they buy a rabbit from us.
Right.
They're paying for the feed bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
I think we've sold 5 rabbits.
Yeah.
Maybe off of the property. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'd rather put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
So, but what else we got?
I mean, that was pretty much it. It was just more like, yeah, I thought it was interesting on how it's all about the money. Like, we don't hate money,
Right.
but sometimes there are things that are worth more than money.
Food security is worth more than any amount of money somebody can give me.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, because that is saving us money in the long run.
Right.
So that is ultimately the biggest hack you have.
Yeah, so I think it's okay if you don't want to sell stuff off of your homestead.
Mm-hmm.
And just have it for yourself.
Yeah.
Or to be able to give away.
Right.
Like, we have 14 chickens. We finally had a day where we got 13 eggs. And it was right before Thanksgiving. So I posted up. I'm like, I've got 2 dozen eggs if anybody needs any.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give away. I don't want to sell eggs because it's too much of a hassle.
Right.
I would much rather give some to the neighbor who's going on
Vacation.
deer camp
Yeah.
or going to deer camp, or to my mom every time she takes my kids. Here, they like eggs, you can feed them eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
And the rabbit pot pies that I make for the neighbor, for other hunting things. I'd much rather be able to just do stuff like that than be like, oh, I can't have any eggs because we gotta sell them all.
Right, and that means none for us.
Yeah.
So why are we raising them if we don't get to enjoy the fruits?
Yeah, which not right now I have more than enough, but
Well, I mean, it goes to the rabbits. We don't have a ton of rabbits.
right.
that has always been okay, when are you guys going to start doing it like rabbits and actually producing kids?
Yeah.
And here we are,
Yeah. Waiting.
Yep. So, but yeah, with that, our oldest doe failed another test.
Mm-hmm.
So this is now 2 litters in a row. So I think we're going to have a discussion with the kids.
Yeah, she is one of the original.
Mm-hmm.
So she may just retire.
Yep.
And be grumpy.
Mm-hmm. She's the grumpy old lady.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this makes 2 in a row. We are going to give her the option, the youngest, the option to keep it, because we didn't do that with the oldest, unfortunately.
We didn't have the space at the time.
Right. We didn't have the cage space to do it. Now we have the cage space, so we're going to offer it up, see how it goes. If she wants to replace it, then we'll replace it.
Yeah.
So, because we need to start producing some more meat.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice to have a little bit of a change and have the rabbits going.
Yeah.
So, I think every doe outside either has kits, is bred, or is waiting to be bred.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Gracie, the newest one, she's going to be 2 weeks. I think I'll breed her with the silver, that's the silver fox pair that we got.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to breed those guys.
But while it's easy to take care of rabbits and do this, it's a long waiting period.
Mm-hmm.
It is only 30 days to kindle, but then it's 12 weeks.
Right. Yeah, it's 12 weeks until you get them in the freezer.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you're from the day you throw the doe in with the buck, you're 4 months out.
Yeah.
Till you can have more food.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
So we're trying to game the system and game it where we have more, and so we just threw all the rabbits together.
I think sometimes it's like I would much rather have a weekend dedicated to this than every weekend for a month having to do a little bit.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see how it goes. We got a couple out there, and then I was busy. We got the last weekend. So this is what happened last weekend. We got so busy. You and I, the girls took off, so you and I decided to get to work. We got the gutters cleaned, the bacon smoked, the bacon sliced, got the title and license plates for my new car, my new used car, got the radio swapped over. Yeah, it was a very busy weekend.
Yeah.
So I needed to go to work so I can just relax a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Although I don't have the kids right now, so it's kind of relaxing.
Yeah, and then you helped quite a bit with a lot of the stuff, and you were in here making some stuff in the house over the weekend, and then you did cookies today. Mm-hmm. So let's see how those are.
Yeah, so I had a lot of sourdough discard, and I don't like throwing it away. So I tried to make cookies, and they're not amazing. So I gotta find, I don't know, maybe cookies aren't good choice for sourdough discard. So if you have a favorite cookie recipe with sourdough discard, send it my way. But
yes, shoot us an email with it.
Yeah.
info@twochickshomestead.com.
I am always up for trying new recipes.
Absolutely. So I think that's pretty much it for this week.
Yep. On Etsy, if you purchase with a gift option, there's free wrapping. Mm-hmm. So I'll wrap up the gift for this next month. Cool. If you mark the gift option.
There you go. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure the girls will help too.
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time.
All right. See you on the homestead, where something is always growing, eating, or cooking.